Good afternoon and welcome to the IceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia on Warranjoy Woiwurrung traditional land for round 7, game 2 of the Australian Women's Ice Hockey League. The clash between the Melbourne Ducks, today wearing their black and green, and the Melbourne Ice in the white. It's going to be a cracker one today. Gossie, we were very privileged yesterday as part of a fundraiser for the Motor Neuron Foundation. IceHQ was absolutely thumping with a crowd of 560 people. Now, we don't know what the records are for the AWIHL, but that would have been a pretty big crowd, and I can tell you it made a difference to everyone here. For the Ducks, not a great day if you look at the scoreboard, but if you were watching the game itself, certainly the Ducks were not disgraced by the way they played. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me this afternoon once again is Anton Goss. Gossie, what did you think about yesterday's game?
We had a great tussle. I think the crowd was here. You could really see these ladies were really up for the battle, and it was really a great first period, back and forth. Ducks with plenty of pressure. So to the ice. It was a goal by Godfrey to start us off on a delayed penalty, answered on the power play by Kelly Nelson, and it was really neck and neck until we hit that second period, where after the Ducks made it 3-2, the Ice went on, or made it 2-2, sorry, the Ice went on to score 6 unanswered goals and ended up victors 8-2.
And that was a fascinating second period because the Ducks actually outshot the Ice quite considerably in that period. I think from memory was, I'll just get it here, they outshot the Ice 14-8 in that second period. But as we all know, hockey's very much a game of mistakes, and little minor slip-ups create great opportunities, and that's certainly what the Mice were particularly good at taking advantage. When the Ducks do make those little errors, it costs them dearly. Someone like Shana Godfrey is always going to make you pay for a D getting caught on a high pinch or something else along those lines and getting away. Another Achilles heel that the Ducks unfortunately showed us yesterday is although their power play scores goals, they also give away a lot of short-handed goals, and they did that again last week. They've got a lot of reliance on Jelena Grogovic. She will pinch in close and they'll try and get that shot away from the blue line. But if it gets behind her, what happens? Yeah,
well, special teams we called at the beginning of last game was one of the keys to the game, and the Ducks have been shorthanded more than any other team in the competition. And the Ice, on the other end, have the top power play. And they did end up getting that power play goal, and then that asterisk one that you like to say where, you know, Godfrey got it on the delayed penalty. But that shorthanded goal, again, is something that was a really stinger after, you know, getting a power play goal yourself, because the power play has been pretty good for the Ducks.
They score goals, but they've given away an extraordinarily large amount of shorthandies against that power play as well. So they play a very high risk strategy on it, which well, you know, you want to try and score goals on the power play, but at the same time, there's nothing more embarrassing and costly for your confidence than giving away shorties. And they need to sort that out, Gossie. I think that's pretty important for them as well. They were very, very glad yesterday to have back Bri Johnson back on the ice after being away at the Under-18 Worlds, and she made a lot of difference to the authority of defence for the Ducks. She's certainly no pushover. She brought a lot of ferocity, and this time, Gossie, she stayed out of the box.
Yeah, she's been one of those players often making some trips to the penalty box, but had some great play. And we saw her actually pushing up a lot, up forward as well. So obviously that opportunity to go represent Australia went straight to her legs. From the Duck side as well, one of the things that they would really be looking to work on in today's match is shot suppression. they do take on a lot of shots, and for a goaltender, when you get up over that 30 shot mark, it starts to feel it in your legs. So if they can look to keep that under 30 tonight, I think they'll have a much better opportunity, because they did look good going the other way.
Absolutely. In the second period, there was quite a lot of periods of time where they had a lot of sustained pressure on the Melbourne Ice. The Ice have a great defensive structure, though. They kept all the shots to wide angles, and as a result, the outstanding was Kayla Best. She ended up with a save percentage of 9 points. Where is it? It's written down here somewhere. But Best was particularly good in the net. Let's get there. 9.929 save percentage by Michaela Pearce, who was in the net for them yesterday, and she was superb. Today they've got Kayla Best, and she's goaltending for us, so Pearce having earned herself a rest, and backing up for her with Jessica Meggs. For the Ducks, Davis Tope is returning for her effort from yesterday. Still missing out, unfortunately, for the Ducks. Gagano is, I believe, she's still over in Europe after being over for the Under-18 Worlds. And she was superb when the Ducks played here last time we saw her, so she's outstanding. But the Ducks, without her, Jade Davis-Tope having to back up. We'll see how she survives.
Yeah, she'll have to keep an eye out for the one-woman wrecking ball that is.
Well, the other thing
is Danielle Butler. Sorry,
Danielle Butler's back today.
She's back. 12 goals so far in the season. She didn't play yesterday, and she was the leading goal scorer for the team. So big in for that. Also on the back end, a little switch on the defense. They're going to be taking out Emily Salmon, who was great yesterday. Lots of times she was carrying the puck out of the D zone, but she's replaced with someone who can do that in spades, and that's Marnie Pullen. And we've seen her score a couple snipes in her day in this ring.
Pullen played a lot here in the Women's Pro League back here over the last few years as well, and we're very privileged to see how effective she can be. Again, she's physical, she's tough, she gets good shots away, and she's a hard defender as well. So for the Ducks, they're going to have the work cut out of them. It's 4 changes for the Mice today. They've got Danny Butler in for Sonano, Marnie Pullen's in, Sarah Dash is out, Isabella Raimondo is in, and in the net today, Kayla Best will be there, starting goaltender. Whereas again, for the Ducks, it will be Jade Davis-Tope backing up. And she'll have Guinevere Blunt backing up for her, and backing up goaltender for the Mice will be Jess Meggs. Actually, it looks like they've got Meggs listed as their starting goalie. We'll see how that pans out. They've got 2 of them ready, but that's certainly what's showing up on the system at the moment. We'll see how that one works. No national anthem today. We'll be pretty much straight into the game. Looking forward to, we saw a good game yesterday from Paige Cameron. She was fierce and authoritative in defence, and that's exactly what the Ducks need to be as the 2 teams now make their way down for their little psych up for their goaltenders. We are here for you to protect you and make sure that all shots are from bad angles, and the Ducks will need to own that space in front of the net. There was a couple of occasions yesterday where they gave away easy puck possession in the slot, and who was there to get that one? None other than EDT, Emily Davis-Tope, who picks up all those loose pucks and is superb at cleaning up that stuff. And she got 2 from them yesterday.
Both teams looked really good last night, rolling the lines. Obviously with Danny Butler coming back in, it'll be interesting to see what the coaching staff for the Melbourne Ice does. Does she go back playing with her regular line mates? Do they keep something similar to what they saw yesterday? What we do know is that if the Ducks are going to get a result out of this, they're going to have to come out with that same level of intensity that they started yesterday.
Well, they're going to need to lift it a bit. It's now game 14 for them through the season. So early on in the season, they could always make the claim that we're still getting used to the tempo, but that excuse doesn't cut it anymore. They're now battle hardened. They need to show up and be determined and gritty in this game and make sure they cut down on those mistakes and get more shots on the net, and that way they can give the Melbourne Ice a run for their money. And with a bit of luck, we'll have a good contest today. We're about to get the puck dropping underway. Different refereeing today. And I think we might see a little bit of a rougher game.
Yeah, we got Robbie Love refereeing here, replacing Jeffrey Klink. So good luck there for tonight. And we already see the first change of lineup. We've got Ebony Rama playing on the back end after playing most of the season up front, and we're underway. Julian for the Ice. Shovels that deep into the Ducks zone. Davis-Tope goes in hard. It's picked up by the captain, Parrington, for the Ducks, who chips it over to Prosic. She's pinned up. Anderson now gets it back to Julian, who had 4 points yesterday, 3 apples and a goal. And the puck now shoveled back behind the net. Davis-Tope pinned up by the import Grakovic. It's still loose there, but it now comes to Julian, who centers it to Anderson, who just couldn't get a stick on it. And now here comes Grakovic, who stopped on the line by Lecren. Ducks hemmed in early here on the first shift of the game. It's Anderson who chips it back into the far side corner. First to it will be Prosic, who can only get it back to the point. Lecren shovels it right back in deep. Grakovic battles with Anderson. Anderson gets it over to the loose side, but it's picked up by Prosic and not out. Pullen with her first shift of the game kept that in, but the Ducks do eventually dump it out into the neutral zone and go for a change.
You get the change they were desperately needed. They were pinned in there for over a minute.
Here's Godfrey dropping it for Butler with a shot and a kick save there by Davis Tope. So we can see Godfrey, Cochran, and Butler back reunited here for the game. Green chipped that up to Nelson. This line was very dangerous yesterday, scoring both goals for the Ducks, both to Nelson.
Nice pressure there by Newman on Pullen. She saw the threat. She was just coming across the blue line and shut that one down.
Godfrey now had it. She chipped it into the corner. It was picked up by a Duck, but now intercepted here by Butler. She walks off the line, winds, takes a shot, blocking arm save. The puck's loose, and it's shoveled in by Godfrey. Sharna on the spot there, just able to pick up the puck that had dropped behind Davis Tope. And just like yesterday, Sharna Godfrey scores the opening goal here in the derby.
And we'll see this one on the replay. The Ducks forwards, the Ducks defence there, just giving far too much time and space to, I think that might have been Butler, who was coming across the front there. They just gave her too much time and space. You can't afford to give a player that much room in the slot. You've got to be right on them. And but Ducks just guilty of laying off just a little bit.
Very tough one there. You saw that on the CCM All-Out replay brought to you by Sunny Seafood. Davis Tope had made the save, but it just trickled back behind the leg, and Shark sees blood in the water, and Godfrey made no mistake. So here they are.
Them up for sure.
The ice again now in the offensive zone. It's Nusimovic who has it now. Look to center. It bounces off the net. High in for Heel. Mayer shovels it forward. It's in the slot. Picked up by Cameron, who just missed Cashin, but it will come out into the neutral zone.
Nice composure there by Cameron under pressure.
Hollier playing up forward again now. Challenges in against Dutton. Looked to center it, but was pinned up by Heel. Johnson comes in for support now. Walks it out of the corner, has it on the backhand, gives it back to Cameron, who takes a shot, but that goes wide. Puck still battling now. It's pinned up against the wall. Johnson in with Hollier. Heel there for the ice. Squirts out now to Nusimovic, who's pinned up there by Cameron, and now gets it out to Mayer, and it's one-on-one. Good back check here by the Ducks, though, Cameron. It's dropped for Nusimovic. A pinch there by Yates separated the puck, and now she'll look to exit the zone.
Beautiful work there by Paige Cameron, coming back with urgency. Yates was exposed.
Puck comes into the slot area. Good poke there by the captain, Parrington. Mayer had it, and it does now squirt out as Marnie Pullen elects to regroup with her D partner, Lecren. Puck shot up. It did hit the shin of Anderson, and correct call there by Robbie Love as Anderson stepped out onto the ice and took one right off the knee, and the Ducks will be going to the power play here early with too many players for the ice.
This exposes the technical weakness that both teams have displayed a lot throughout this weekend. Both teams are changing almost exclusively through the gates, and as a result you have a traffic jam, and then you get very messy changes, and then you get pinged for too many players on the ice. That's exactly what happened there. I'm honestly quite surprised that the players coming on through the gate instead of going over the bench. That's just going to keep happening all game if they keep doing it.
So yesterday the Ducks scored their first goal on the power play. They were 1 for 3, but did let in a shorty, and now they win the face-off through Nelson. It's Pullen on the corner, chips up there to Davis Tope. Rama with a nice pass to Grkovic, who shoots a floater that misses the net, picked up by Parrington. She walks out of the corner, drops it for Grkovic, who winds, takes a shot right into the skate there of EDT. Grkovic with it again now, winds, takes another shot, it's stopped up. Nelson with a shot saved by Best.
Nelson, a good chance there for a nice low drive by Grkovic.
Ducks keep it in. They get it over to Nelson here on the far side wall. She waits up, passes it back to Grkovic, who chips it over to Rama. Rama back to Grkovic, back to Rama. Good pressure here by the ice, but Nelson finally gets a shot, but hits the captain, Parrington. It's shoveled short side, cleared out now. It's in the slot area and picked up by Pullen. Ice not able to clear the zone. Ducks still hem the ice in there, and eventually cleared by EDT over to the far side.
Ducks starting to get some changes. Parrington off.
Nelson on the half wall, watched by Julian, gets it back to the point for Grkovic. Look for a tip that missed everyone. That's going to be kept in by Rama. Comes back to Grkovic now with a shot, a deflection there in front, but that went wide. Great pressure here over a minute 15. The Ducks have had it in the zone. Prosic sends it back to the point for Grkovic, who winds up, takes a shot right in and on the pad, and a quick whistle there by Robbie Love let the ice off as the Ducks look dangerous on their first power play chance.
There was some good sustained pressure by the Ducks. Kovic with a number of shots in there from the point. On one occasion, a little bit lucky that they didn't get picked off. Julian was floating high and nearly managed to do a steal. But they got away with it on that occasion.
So Nelson stays out. She's been out the entire power play so far, loses the face-off, and Anderson comes out with speed. She comes in on Johnson, skates right past her. Now Gukovic forces her wide. She curls away from the Ducks defender and shovels it deep to kill some seconds off the clock.
Just 20 seconds to go on the power play.
Gukovic up to Newman. It's shoveled wide into the open space. It'll be picked up by the Ducks import, who drops it there for Nelson. She shoots that deep and now peels off for a change. Lecren back, shoots it into Green. We'll get it back now when we're back to five aside as Mayer exit the box after a too many players penalty.
Good movement there by Mayer, straight in after the penalty kill.
Heel,
straight into the play.
winds, passes, shot. Anderson is loose right in, and down is Davis Tope, able to cover that one after a quick shot there by the ice.
There's a good play there indeed by Carmen Anderson. Came straight out of the penalty box, integrated straight back into the play. So many times players will come out of the penalty box and go for a change and lose those great opportunities. Anderson not making that mistake and in the end getting a good scoring opportunity. A really awkward bounce. Very tricky one there for Davis Tope to save.
Butler facing off against Hollier. It's won by the Ducks. Johnson, though, loses that to Godfrey, who curls, walks off the wall, shovels it deep there for Butler. She's watched by Stringer, curls out. She's got the point open and gets it, but it's a pull-in. Let's see if she sends a rocket. She looked for a pass over to the captain. It was blocked by Willison Allen, but the ice able to corral it now. It's Cochran looking for Dutton. It's intercepted by Gallagher. Picked up now by Johnson, and she'll curl away as she's watched by Butler.
It's getting tangled up there in the referee, Johnson. She was trying to clear the puck up the boards, but couldn't.
Puck now in the corner. The ice players tied up there by the Ducks. It's a 2-on-1 in there. The puck does come loose, but Butler does a good job just to use her skate. And now we'll walk out, wind, shoot, and ring that one right off the iron. She was looking to go short side over the shoulder of Davis Tope. Maybe a little bit of game notes after a couple top shelf goals last night. Puck sent deep by Dutton. Kept in here by the ice. Shoveled again, but pinned on the wall by Johnson. Battled here. It does squirt out into the neutral zone, but Marnie Pullen is there, and we'll just regroup and now activate EDT. In after 2 goals yesterday, shoots that high over the net.
Nice back-checking there by the Ducks in defence, getting back quickly. There's all the threat coming. They've been out for a long time on that defensive press.
Parrington shoveled that forward, but it was sent back where it came by Julian for the ice. It comes back to the Ducks captain, watched by Julian, poked off her stick. EDT now gets it to CJ, who centered that one looking for Anderson, but it goes into the Aaron wing. In the corner now, Parrington pins up Anderson. EDT comes in for some support. Stringer trying to separate the puck. It does come out behind the net, and Julian now drops it into the high slot area. Poked, but picked up by EDT, and bounces off the mask there of Prosick, and she clears the zone.
Ducks a little bit fortunate to get away with that one, but Parrington for them cleans up the mess, gets it across to Morgan, who gets stripped on the way through. No hand up for the foul on that one.
Yeah, tough one there if you're the Ducks fans. Definitely looking for the trip, but nothing called. It's pinned up on the wall here for Nelson. It does squirt out into the neutral zone. And Nelson now gets it forward. Finally cleared out, and here comes Nusimovic over to Mayer, who had one yesterday. Green picked that up, knocked off her stick by Heel, but corralled by Morgan. Cameron now has the puck. She's being fought hard with Mayer to come out to Nusimovic. And now cleared by Morgan out into the neutral zone, and she'll peel off for a change.
Good work there, but Tara Yates in defence had to get last line of defence and get a little bit fortunate with the stick work, but it worked.
Nusimovic now battles with Yates. It's going to be picked up here by Nelson, cleared to the point, but gloved down by Pullen. Shovels it nicely down to Mayer, who looked to center it for Nusimovic, but that was intercepted by Green, and the Ducks will look to exit now through Newman. Newman centered that. Green shot it in, but it was blocked there by Pullen with some grade A hand-eye coordination. It comes out to Nusimovic now, who shovels it deep. She's pinned, though, and now the Ducks will look to get it past Pullen, but not able to.
Nusimovic ran into a wall of 3 black jerseys. She had no room to move.
So as we approach 9 minutes into this first period, it's been all Melbourne ice with the shots 4-1, all the pressure, the score just 1-0. Here comes Hollier for the Ducks, shoots that wide. Her team's changing. If she can get there, Cashin might be able to keep it in, but she's not able to, and the ice now exit. A battle in front of the ice bench as Johnson is tied up by the ice captain, Cochran. 5 players all battling for the puck. It comes out for Grkovic, who takes it on the backhand, curls in, crosses the blue line, stops up, and just throws that into the near side corner.
Danny Butler did a great job there on Grkovic, just shutting down the options and keeping real close.
Rama shovels that in deep. Hollier should be able to get there first for the Ducks. Keeps it away from pull-in, looks to center it, a one-timer off the blocker there by Best. And the puck now behind the net. Cashin for the Ducks. Has it on her stick. She's pinned by pull-in, and that allows now the ice to get it out through Butler. She chips it up to Godfrey, the lone goal scorer so far this afternoon. She enters the zone, drops it for Cochran, but had the puck stolen off her stick there by Grkovic.
Grkovic's now been out for quite a long time. She'll be looking to get a change pretty shortly.
Hollier and EDT battle on the wall. Grkovic in there to help. Godfrey's also there. It does come out there for the Ducks import. And she does a nice move to create some space and now looks to go cross ice over for Johnson, who's playing up forward today.
Yeah, Johnson with a good opportunity earlier on that one-timer that would block a save was forced to be done there by Kayla Best earlier on in the game. It was the first real genuine chance the Ducks have had in the last couple of minutes.
Wholesale changes for the Ducks, but look at the legs on CJ. Christina Julian, the leading point scorer yesterday. The captain, Parrington, has it. It's knocked off her stick by Anderson. Julian's open, and Anderson finds CJ. She crosses the red line, comes into the offensive zone, look to center that. It comes back for Anderson with a one-timer, gave himself down, and they score! EDT puts it in, and the Ice now come out to a 2-0 lead here at IceHQ.
You can see the speed there of the Melbourne Ice. EDT, we know she's one of the quickest players in the game. She's so fast onto the doorstep and just waiting there. You'll see here on the replay, she just circles straight past the D. There's the loose bubbling puck from the rebound, and it's just a little tap in for her. And she's made a career out of getting those sorts of goals. You're in the right place at the right time, magic will happen. And that's the magic.
Coaches would love that one. That's the old center lane drive, right? Puck dropped at the top of the slot area. Centerman just goes straight to the net, and EDT was available there for the loose puck off Davis Tope and made no mistake. The Ice now up 2-0 with 2 goals on 6 shots.
Stick on the ice, get that rebound. It's a basic play, but when it's done that quickly, it's hard to stop.
Puck shoveled up onto the wall. Raimundo shovels it deep for the Ice. Ryland there now for the Ducks. She corrals that behind her net. It's picked up by Nelson. She picks up some speed and skates through the neutral zone. She's being hunted by Mayer, but no one can knock the puck off her stick. Comes looking to go end-to-end. It drops for Green. Takes a shot. Puck's loose there. And a great block by the Ice defender. I believe that was Pullen who blocked that one from going in. Another shot, and they score!
That's Green getting the deflection. It's come across. And she's just tipped that one in. We'll see this one on the replay. That's a beauty for the Ducks to get them back on the board.
Britt Green halves the deficit after a deflection in the high slot, and the Ducks are back in this game in the first period.
That's exactly what they needed. The first 2 goals going the way they wouldn't have wanted. Starts to, no matter how motivated you are, that knocks the stuffing out of you. But they can take a little bit of flight from that one. A lovely little tip in and a deflection. Not much there that Kayla Best could do about it. In it goes.
That's that bumper position, which we've seen coaches love in the NHL a lot so far. Trying to get a little bit of that in that high slot and just look for that hard shot pass and a deflection in. And Britt Green made no mistake. But here come the Ice is with Butler. Little toe drag. Godfrey will pick up the rebound in the corner. Tried to cycle it deep, but that was intercepted by Hollier, who goes cross ice now looking for Johnson. Lecren battles with Johnson, not able to get the puck though, and Hollier will pick it up and battle now with Godfrey in the corner. Johnson comes in for support. Lecren first to the loose puck though, and was able to keep that away from the Ducks, but it comes back down to Cameron now. She walks the line around Cochran, takes a shot right into the legs of Butler. Puck now in the far side corner. Lecren just chips that out and it'll go down the length of the ice, and icing waved off. So Tara Yates will have to keep this away from the Ice captain. She elects to rim it around, and Danny Butler just fanned on picking that up, and that's going to spring a 2-on-2. Parrington, the captain, with Morgan, takes a shot right into the legs there of Dutton. Puck cleared and bounced off the stick of Cameron, so icing waved off. Anderson, the lone forechecker for the ice. Pullen regroups here with Dutton. Looking for a centering pass. Misses absolutely everyone, and that one will be an icing as the Ducks will have a face-off in the offensive zone.
This will be one of the few face-offs we've had. It's been an attacking zone face-off for the Ducks so far, apart from that early power play. They get a chance now to see if they can load up and get the shot back. They've brought Grakovic on, and she's creeping right in off the blue line. Both Ducks, D, right in a long way. They want to be careful the ice don't get behind them.
Harrington wins that face-off into the skate of the linesman. She picks up the loose puck, and it was there, but picked up now by Pullen. For a foray into the offensive zone, Pullen chipped it over, looking for CJ. EDT now will pick it up in the corner. Sends that behind the net for Pullen. Watched there by Rama. Looked to center it, fanned on it though, and now Prosick will get it out for the Ducks. Nice move around EDT. She's got Parrington and Morgan, but fan pass there is picked up by Anderson, and the ice will now look to regroup in their own zone.
Prosick just a little bit slow there to get back up to her feet as the Ducks are making a change. Hopefully she's okay.
CJ picks up that pass, crosses the red line, has Dutton go in a little early and just forced to curl back after being watched by Grakovic. Green, head up, goes cross ice, just out of the reach of Grakovic, but she'll battle in against Heel. Rama with it now, has Nelson open, finds her, and she gets it across. Grakovic in, wide shots, and just bounced off the shoulder there at Kayla Best and over the net.
And Nelson doing a good job, but just getting a little bit of empty space there. She had a bit of room to move and created a great scoring opportunity there for Grakovic.
Rama battled with Mayer. It's kept in there by Nusimovic. Over to Heel, who has a whack at it, but couldn't get it deep. Grakovic now, watched by Nusimovic, gets it over to Newman, who just bounces it off the wall, looking for Nelson. The battle here, a swing and a miss, but Nelson smartly kicks it up to her stick, and she now has to wait as Green went into the zone a little early.
Just a little bit of miscommunication there between the two. Nelson was well positioned, but Green just shot over the line.
Nusimovic just over the blue line, takes a shot, bounces, and a kick save there by Davis Tope after a deflection off her defender. Nearly found the back of the net.
It's a nice piece of screening there. Nusimovic had Stringer in the way and just blocked the sight lines.
Here's Green with a shot, another rebound, so she scores! Britt Green with her second of the game, and the Ducks have tied it 15 minutes into the first period.
We'll get there eventually, Gossie. It's all good. The excitement is a little bit hard to contain. There's Green there, as you say, wrapped that one nicely. It was a good turnaround from the breakout. Ice just a little bit shabby with their change, just giving a little bit of room. And Green just comes through, gets a little bit of space. And on the second effort, picked up the rebound, and in it goes. We are 2-2 with 5 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the first. Shots on the net now also even 7 shots apiece to both teams. And the Ducks keep it up.
Yeah, good one there by Green, just kept that out on the wide side, followed it up and got on the rebound, not unlike EDT's second goal of the game. So here we are, a tie game late in the first period, similar to what we saw yesterday. Cochran has it, rims it around, looking for Godfrey, who is wide open. Nice little move to bring it out in front. A shot, saved there by Davis. So Butler, though, has it behind the net, looking to center it. She elects to send it behind for Godfrey. Stringer, though, steals that off her stick and is able to clear it for the Ducks, but only to the line.
Pullen there doing a nice job just activating on the blue line, keeping the puck in for them, Ice. Cashin, though, gets it past her.
Pullen tied up there by Hollier. Cashin will pick up the loose puck, just shovels it forward, but Marnie Pullen, or Danny Butler, with her skating, able just to get that back to her captain.
While the Ducks are changing, you can see Shana Godfrey just hovering around looking for that long pass. She'd love to get a breakaway through there if they can get it up to her.
Puck in the high slot area. It's on the backhand for Cashin, looking for Johnson. But Steph Cochran will just take it into the corner. Johnson does a great job just to tie up the ice captain, and now a little battle there with Cashin coming in, and same with Butler, but it comes out for the ice captain, who chips it over there for Pullen. She shovels it up on the wall. Godfrey gets it out into the neutral zone, but Cameron now comes in with speed. Cameron, little toe drag, battles hard there with Butler, but she strips the Duck defender with the puck. And now the ice corral it in their zone.
You won't have seen much of it there, but Lucy Parrington did a really nice little bit of subtle interference on Shana Godfrey. Just creating some space, but Godfrey now gets away, gets past Cameron, but forced into the corner.
Yeah, just out of her reach, but she picks it up and drops it for Anderson. Back to Godfrey, who centered that one, looking for EDT, but two Ducks defenders in the slot area able to break that one up. Parrington behind the net. Misses Prosick. This is going to activate CJ, who goes in front looking for Anderson, but she was tied up by Cameron.
Cameron with a nice stick lift there, just broke that play up. Timely effort from her.
EDT battles hard with Tran, chips it over to Anderson. She curls out of the corner. Still in the Duck zone, and it's back on the stick of Anderson, who's looking for Julian. Finds her, just bobbles that one. She's being watched by Morgan, and now Raimondo gets it down to Anderson. Anderson walks out, shoots, save Davis Tope, and the Ducks do clear the puck. And that one won't be enough for icing, so they'll have a wholesale line changes.
Just 2.5 minutes to go in the first as the Ice fling the puck all the way down, deflects off, so it'll be picked up now by Rama, but the referee's calling too many players again, I think.
No, icing.
Not icing, sorry.
Just chipped on the wrong side of the red line.
Just chipped on the wrong side of the board. Looked to me like it had hit one of the Ducks, but apparently not. And then it looked like we were getting a bench penalty, but that didn't happen either. So we'll have an attacking zone face-off now for the Ducks as they load up and pinch right in on their D.
So Nelson
looking to get a fast break.
Nelson facing off against EDT, wins that one. Newman gets it back to the point. Grukovic goes D to D. Rama takes a little speculative shot. A rebound there. Mendham looking for the, or Green looking for the hat trick. It comes back. EDT picks it up, watched by Green. Gets it up to Anderson, who goes cross ice and just not able to catch it was Grukovic. Nearly sprang CJ, sprung CJ.
Julian was looking for that stretch pass, trying to get behind the Ducks' defence. They've done that on a number of occasions so far. So hasn't been successful yet.
Ice get the line change. Nelson now will be one-on-one on Dutton with Raimondo skating back. She takes a shot. It deflects off the Ice defender. Nelson, though, picks it up behind the net, pinned up by Heel. Those two familiar with one another from like yesterday. Grukovic walking the line, winds, takes a shot, rebound shot! Oh, nearly Nelson. But Best makes her best save of the game.
Nelson was there on the spot. It was a lovely drive by Grukovic, made that chance. He gets another chance now.
Curls away from Heel and again keeps it away from Mayer. She'll wind now, take a shot. It's knocked there to the side of the net, and Heel now will look to spring Nusimovic, but misses that pass, which will allow the Ducks to curl it in their zone through Stringer. Puck sent forward, just out of the reach of Hollier. Comes up to Nusimovic, who leaves it for Mayer. Two Ducks collide there, Johnson and Stringer. But in with support there is Gallagher. Puck pinned up in the corner, just under a minute remaining here in the first period. And as they tie up, we will be having a penalty, and it's going to be going the way of the ice. Jasmine Mayer going for 2 or less for a cross-check.
So the Ducks now with a chance to load up on the power play with 51.4 seconds to go in the first. Again, they've got to be very mindful. They've got some good opportunities previously, but they do like to flirt with disaster with Grukovic coming in. They want to get the puck up to her on the blue line, get shots away, but they sometimes take some pretty risky passes to get to her, and the Melbourne Ice, well, they know about it. Godfrey will be up high looking to cut that one off and try and get a breakaway and an SKP goal if they can.
Yeah, but the Ducks did look great. They had a minute and a half of pressure in that first power play opportunity, and they'll be looking to take their first lead of the weekend. So Rama in her own zone being chased down by Butler. It's intercepted by Godfrey, but she takes a tumble. It's still there, and Butler now will pick up the loose puck and elects just to take it into the neutral zone to kill some seconds off here. 30 seconds remaining in the period. The puck just pinned up there in front of the Ducks bench. Down is Butler. Now the Ducks player, Parrington, bumped into her, and Rama forced back behind her net. Goes cross ice to Grukovic, has a bit of space. Cochran fresh on the ice, blows past her. Grukovic in on the power play. Missed that one, and Parrington tried to drop it for her, but she was looking to go back to the intercepted here. A shot on, rebound there, and Kayla Best makes a big save there to end the first period, and we'll go to the first break, all tied at 2.
And we find ourselves in a similar situation to yesterday's game. The teams are tied up at the end of the first yesterday as well. No, I tell a lie, there was a 1-goal difference. But regardless, Jasmine Mayer will be in the penalty box for the resumption of hostilities in the second period. We'll be back with you for that in about 8 minutes. Goals in the first one to Davis Tope with a lovely doorstop goal. And two to Britt Green for the Ducks. She got that lovely one as well. And we'll be back with you in 8 minutes for the second period.
It's a gift. And it's a thief. It heals. It teaches. And it can be on your side. It can even fly. We can try to get ahead of it. But it marches on. Time. It can be measured in eras and accomplishments and historical milestones. CCM measures time by its impact. We are the past. We are the future. CCM, we are hockey.
To truly focus in this game, you have to block everything else out and embrace the familiar. At CCM, the Ripcord Trigger 9 Pro is designed for a quick release because this game can change in an instant. CCM, feel more.
With the JetSpeed FT8 Pro skates, speed comes from the right balance of technology, comfort, and determination, and a personal drive to continually outdo yourself. We are untouchable. Our eFlex 7 goalie equipment is designed so you can be quick and reactive, because all it takes is a split second for their highlight to become yours.
Saved by Demko.
We are stealing the show.
The CCM FTW skate is made for athletes. It is specially built for women, by women, so while it's designed for all women's feet, it's also tailor-made for you. CCM, we are hockey.
Leaders may be born, But breaking records comes from the quickest release. The Ribcore Trigger 10 Pro provides effortless loading for a stealthy shot, perfect if you want to outdo yourself this year. We are goal scorers.
Did you know there are 218,952 female hockey players in the world? They all have their own strengths, their own ambitions, their own styles, and they all need their equipment to fit their way. No two are exactly alike. That's why CCM designs and develops equipment for each one of them. Because they all have their own feel for the game. CCM. Feel more.
And welcome back to IceHQ for the resumption of hostilities between the Melbourne Ducks and the Melbourne Ice here at IceHQ in a reservoir in Melbourne. The score at the moment, 2 goals apiece. Early one to Shana Godfrey very early on with a lovely piece of play in front of that, and then one not long afterwards was to Emily Davis-Tope with another little tidy rebound pick up. But then the Ducks got 2 back, both through a Britt Green. A lovely play there from her with one particularly nice tip in as well. So we find ourselves at the start of the second. The team's tied up at 2 goals apiece. Shots on the net too. 10 to the Ducks as the scorer sees it, 9 to the Ice. So pretty even there as well. And the Ducks will be starting the period on the power play for 1 minute and 9 seconds as Jasmine Mayer for the Mice will be sitting the remainder of her penalty. We'll be back under the way very shortly with the resumption. Gossie, some thoughts on period 1?
Well, it was exactly what we thought was going to play out. The Melbourne Ice came out really quickly. They wanted to get on the score sheet, try to get into the heads of those Melbourne Ducks, but they battled through. And what was great to see for the Melbourne Ducks are 2 really hard-working goals. You know, getting in front of the net, getting a deflection, the Brit again on the rebound. Those are the type of goals you have to get in at this level. They're not all going to be down Main Street on the breakaway.
You're not looking for the pretty stuff. They've got to be real blue-collar goals, and that's exactly what they were. But so too were the goals for the Melbourne Ice. None of them so far anything particularly spectacular, but just really good workmanlike goals, getting the rebounds and putting them away, making the goalies' lives very difficult indeed. So far throughout the game, Davis-Tope showing not too much fatigue from yesterday's game where she'd get a pretty thorough working over so far this period. She's had to make 9 saves for 2. And at the other end for the Melbourne Ice, I believe it's Jess Meggs in the net. I'm not 100% sure. Kayla Best. So the scoring system is just misleading us a little bit, but Best in the net there. And she's made 8 from 10 shots on the net so far from her. So the Ducks will want to try and capitalise on this power play, but again, Gossie, they've got to be careful. We know that Melbourne Ice are particularly good at getting short-handed goals. Well, the Ducks have been vulnerable to it. We'll see how they go.
We have very similar game to what we saw yesterday. Very close, tie game here as we're in the second period. But it was about midway through the second when the Ice started to break away. Ducks really important to keep that pressure that we saw in that first period. And it would be great if they could get an early power play goal just to get that lead and start to change some of their fortunes.
They want to poke the Ice a little bit and rattle the cage and see if they can get them to have a little bit of a crisis of confidence. That would be what the Ducks need. Of course, the Melbourne Ice would like to do the exact opposite and shove the Ducks back into the pond.
Facing off, we have AWIHL here for the Ice. She's the second all-time games played for New Zealand and second all-time points. A veteran of the women's game here, and she's going up against the Ducks import, the pride of Lino Lakes, Minnesota there. Nelson. Who is also indirectly via New Zealand, so arguably the clash of the Kiwis there at the face-off dot. I'm sure they'll know each other quite well. It's not the biggest place in the world, Christchurch. So Robbie Love just making sure everyone's okay, and we're underway. We have a quacker going on here at IceHQ. Face-off, won by Nelson. It's back with Ebony Rama on the power play. Kukovic will just look to set this up. Green goes forward, an errant pass, but Green able to jump to that and negate the icing. So Ducks in the offensive zone. Nelson on the half wall, has Grkovic on the point. She walks in, winds, takes a shot. Deflection's there, it's loose. Rama shovels it in, it's in the slot area, not able to be cleared. Grkovic.
Big juicy rebounds there for the Ducks.
Nelson and Grkovic play catch. Grkovic back to Nelson, a one-timer blocked there by Pullen. Puck in the corner, Nelson corrals that one. She'll use the space afforded to her. Nice move, takes a shot, blocked by Pullen. Rebound is loose there momentarily, and now picked up by Green. Puck stopped up there in the corner. Ramundo watching. It comes back to the point for Rama, who will look to get it back to Grkovic. She'll walk the line, wind, look to take a shot, fanned on that one, but it's picked up there by Newman. Pullen battles, it's Green here, chips it back for Nelson, takes a shot, and that one goes wide. And just with that, Mayer will enter back into the zone, back to 5-on-5. Grkovic walks in, looks for a pass over there to the captain, Parrington. Missed her, but activating there is Morgan fresh off the bench.
Mayer went straight across for a change, missing a chance to put some pressure on Grkovic from behind.
Puck comes back. It's on the stick of Butler, who skates through the neutral zone. Good poke check there by Grkovic. Parrington corrals the loose puck, now enters the offensive zone. Puck left there for Prosick, just mishandled that, and that's going to allow the speedy Butler to come the other way. She drops it for Anderson, goes to the net, a shot on, and that just goes wide.
A nice poke check earlier there in defence by the Melbourne House to shut down that attack.
Puck cleared into the ice zone. Lecren back here for the team in white. She goes across to Anderson, who chipped that forward off the skate of Morgan. Prosick dumps that deep. Parrington will chase in on Dutton. Dutton rims it around. Ducks pin it on the wall. Anderson comes in and ties up the Ducks forward. The Ice come out with it now behind the cage. Chipped up for CJ, who gets it up to EDT. She takes it into the offensive zone. Stops up wide, watched by Stringer. Has it knocked off her stick, but pins it up on the wall. EDT comes out of it, looking to center, and a deflection off the skate of Anderson. Forced a big save there by Davis Tope. Pullen walks the line, keeps it in. Gets it down now, it's shoveled behind the net. Anderson has it, walks out, looks to throw it on, it's in the slot. Anderson rebound shot, down is Davis Tope. It was loose for a second, but a great save there by the Ducks netminder to cover that one up and negate the scoring chance.
See Davis Tope there giving that puck a big hug. She could see it bobbling around in front of her. Just got both arms down and wrapped around it, saying, I've got it this time. No, as a result, it doesn't go in. It's some nice defensive work there by the Ducks to keep that all covered up. And we get underway again.
So face off to the right of the Ducks netminder. It's tied up at the dot. It's pinned up on the wall. Cochran gets it down for Butler, who Gets it to the point for Jackwitz, who takes a shot on deflected, rebounds there, tied up nicely though by Hollier, and another rebound and a save forced there by Davis Tope. Pullen on the point, shovels it deep, on the stick there of the ice. She's there pinned up, a centering pass by Godfrey, gets back to Jackwitz, who sends it right back where it came. Godfrey behind the net for Butler. Watched there by Hollier, pinned up. Cochran comes in. It's now 4 skaters all battling there in the corner. Butler's down. Officials telling her she needs to move it. She now gets it on her stick. Nice move to evade Cashin, and she cycles it back down for Cochran. Stolen by the Ducks through Cameron, though, and she'll whip it up the wall looking for Johnson. She backhands that, and the Ducks now out through Hollier. The Kiwi international shovels that deep, and the Ducks go for wholesale line changes. Green with 2 goals tonight, both goals for the Ducks back on the ice. Johnson chases Pullen, keeps it in the zone, so a great change by the Ducks to keep the pressure on. Johnson in the corner, nice move, still with it, goes behind the net, being watched by Heel, gets it to the point for Rama with a shot, and a deflection there by Green just goes wide.
Good chance there for the Ducks, nice shot through the slot.
Pullen up for Cochran, misses her. Rama sends it back deep. Green will battle with Jackwitz, who's able to get it across over for Pullen. And with that, we will have a penalty. This time it will be going the way of the Ducks, and it will be Britt Green, the goal scorer, going to the box for 2 or less. And the Ducks, or the Ice, with the #1 power play in the league, will be looking to take back the lead.
Green looking a little bit confused about that one, but I'm sure you can have a look at it on the replay.
Yeah, just as Jackwitz turned a little bit, just a body hitting the back of the numbers, and Robbie Love gave a penalty there for 2 or less. So the face-off here to the right of Davis Tope. It's won by the Ducks, centered, intercepted by Nelson, and sent down the length of the ice.
Nice clearance there by the Ducks, forcing the Melbourne Ice to go back and reset. We'll get to see how they set up their power play. We know how effective it is.
Great to see Marnie Pullen back on this power play too. You know, she's a great mover of the puck. It's EDT who drops it for CJ. She goes cross ice looking for Anderson. Enters the zone on her off wing, takes it around, takes a shot, and just misses the net. CJ will pick it up though for the ice and shovel it deep. Grakovic and Anderson battle. It's back behind the net now for EDT. Uses the space. Pauses, cycles it back behind the net for Julian. Julian back to EDT. She's got Heel on the point. Elects to use her. She winds, backs to Davis Tope, who makes a save. Anderson, so good pressure here now as the Ice looking to set up. Net front presence there by EDT. Anderson down low, takes it behind the net. Centers for Julian, a centering pass there. And Heel now with a shot, but blocked there by the Ducks as they make some great defensive moves.
It's 45 seconds to go on the power play.
Julian drops it for Heel, who winds, blocked by Grakovic. It comes down low. Heel wins the battle, and Newman can only get it to the point as far as Butler. She goes to Pullen with a one-timer, and that one just goes over the net.
That one nearly wiped out Shana Godfrey as well, who was just floating around high.
Raimondo behind the net, centering it, a shot on, and that hit the Ducks defender and caromed into the corner.
Ducks unable to get a change throughout this entire power play. The Ice have got fresh legs.
Butler with it now, looks to get it back to Cochran, the captain. She'll walk the line, gets it over to Godfrey, just out of her wheelhouse, to allow the Ducks to set up a centering pass there, shot by Raimondo, but that went wide. And with that, Green will enter back in the zone. So the Ducks kill the power play, but the Ice still on the advantage. Godfrey with a shot, and Green picks up the loose puck. 5-on-5s, the Ducks finally get it out of their zone into the offense, and they go for some wholesale changes.
Ducks couldn't do much on that attack. All they could do was get the change. They'd been out there for 2 minutes.
Cameron rubs out Godfrey and takes a tumble, and as the Ice touch up the puck, Godfrey is going to be going for a penalty, and this time it will be tripping for 2 or less, as she has a couple choice words for the official.
Yeah, Cameron there forced under a lot of pressure to close the line out on Godfrey. The Ducks had to make a quick change. They've been stuck out for that entire penalty kill. They hadn't been able to get a change, so they needed to get fresh legs out. And you could see Green was trying to make the pass across to have an option with Nelson, but Nelson had to get the change. He'd been out for way too long.
So the Ducks are now going to head to their third power play of the game. We talked about the importance of the special teams, and so far it's the Melbourne Ice getting into some penalty trouble here as we near the midway mark of the game.
Critical face-off there, won by Davis Tope.
It's sent to the point, kept in by Grakovic though. She's pinned up with Anderson. It squirts out for pull-in and just casually sends that out, and that's going to be kept in by the Ducks. Grakovic on the line, gives it to Cameron. She's got room through Main Street with a shot, and that deflect off Prosic and into the corner.
Prosic well positioned there in the bumper, just got in the way of the puck as it was coming through. Cameron with a nice shot.
And Anderson eventually clears that down the length of the ice. The Ducks regroup through Grakovic, who gets it over to the captain, Parrington. She backhands that over to Cameron, who enters the zone. Takes it into the corner, walks out behind the net. She's got Parrington, finds her, who also has Grakovic, fumbles that one, and a good poke check by Anderson, and Grakovic's going to have to get back to stop the breakaway. Anderson, one-on-one, toe drag, takes it wide, and a great poke check by the star defender, Grakovic, to stop that one.
Ducks a little bit fortunate to get away with that. Some desperate work there by Grakovic. She'd been out for a while.
EDT tried to walk out of the corner, good poke check by Cameron, and now the captain, Parrington, will exit the zone here for the Ducks. Grakovic over the blue line, winds, takes a shot. That one goes wide. Fresh legs. Butler just chips that forward and has some legs, but Ryland smartly able to get across to stop that play.
Ducks managed to get the full change. Just 35 seconds to go on the power play.
CJ with a nice move, centering pass, looking for Butler. Just missed her as the ice looked dangerous shorthanded.
That was Wilson Allen who shot that one down. Nice play from her. The Ducks now with a chance if they can get it clear. Hollier gets the pass up ice.
And as Willison Allen knocked down there by Butler. She ties up the star ice forward. It's just in front of the Ducks bench.
10 seconds
Ducks
to go on the
use
Godfrey
the
penalty.
player advantage to win that, but only momentarily. Hollier, though, now has it in the corner. Pinned up there by Cochran. Johnson picks up the loose puck, centers it. It goes through the slot area, but it'll be picked up here by Ryland. So the ice back to 5-on-5 as Godfrey exits the zone. She's just lurking here on the blue line. Comes out, picked up now by Julian. She gives it up to Godfrey, who'll come in on Ryland, just slows up, nice little toe drag, takes it into the slot area, winds, takes a shot, save Davis Tope.
Godfrey given a lot of time there. The Ducks were laying off her and just giving her too much room.
Hollier there with 4 ice players, nearly another too many player penalty, but not seen by the official, and that goes down the length of the ice, and it will be an icing as the Ducks not allowed to change.
The referee's there right on top of it, the icing call as Ducks are in the process of getting off. And they'll look to stall this face-off for as long as they possibly can to give themselves a few seconds more just to settle down that heart rate. With 10 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the second, we're still all tied up 2 goals apiece. It's been a good one so far for the Ice, but they haven't been able to get one past Davis Tope yet.
Puck won forward by Heel. This line for the Ice has been quite industrious as they've worked hard and created lots of offensive pressure. But the goal scorer, Green, now battles in on Pullen. Just forced to go away and coming in with Nelson with support. Puck squirts out. Heel picks it up. Will take it to the safety behind her net. Just rim it over, looking for Nusimovic. But Newman sends it right back. Grakovic on the point, winds, takes a shot into the skates there of Heel. Her head's up, looking for an outlet pass. It was stopped up momentarily, and the Ice do now get it out, and Pullen enters the zone with speed. Nice move on the back of shot and scores! Welcome back, Marnie Pullen, as the Ice take the lead as the defender goes top shelf over the blocker of Davis Tope.
Marnie Pullen was a nice play getting the puck through the feet of the Ducks defence, getting them caught just a little bit on their heels. And she's not going to make a mistake in that circumstance. We've seen Marnie Pullen here on many occasions score goals like that, and she's just done it again. So a good play there for Pullen to reward the Ice for some pretty industrious effort through this period. They've had quite a few shots, and finally they get a reward for it. The score now 3-2 with 9 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the second.
So the Ice regain the lead here. The Ducks look to get one back. It's sent deep by Prosic. Parrington's going to chase in on Raimondo. She'll win that race and pick up the puck. Cycles it back for Prosic, who walks out of the corner. Gives it back to Yates, who takes a shot into the skates there of EDT. Anderson now enters the zone. Cross ice pass, looking for Julian. EDT will battle with Cameron, get it over to Anderson. Dutton on the point, collects the pass. Wines gives it back to Anderson, who walks out, goes across for Julian, who Wines shoots, blocking our same. Rebounds there. It's loose, out in the slot. Anderson corrals it. Davis Tope back to her legs. Dutton down for CJ. Centering pass, knocked away by Parrington, but corralled by EDT. Morgan back to the point, but Dutton sends that back deep. So the Ice back up their goal with a great shift here by this line.
It's good forward-checking pressure. They've been in for a long time. A lot of pressure on the Ducks' defense.
Julian comes out of the corner, centers it, and just tied up at the last minute there. And it will be a penalty as Morgan knocked down Raimondo, who was activating off the point. And the Ice will go to their second power play of the game.
Morgan will set 2 for that one. She's got a background in ringette. If you're not familiar what ringette is, it's an interesting variation on ice hockey where it's played with a round disky sort of thing, and the sticks don't have blades on the end of them, so they kind of flick the puck around. It's a little bit like netball in some ways. But she's made a quick adaptation to ice and has become a real asset to this team. But not when she's sitting in the penalty box. She'll be unhappy with that one.
So face-off won by the Ice. They'll set up through Godfrey, who gives it back to the captain, Cochran. Nice pass to Butler, who just missed on that one. Johnson battles with Butler, who knocks her off the puck. Butler now will give it back to Godfrey. She's got 1 goal of the game. She'll whine, take a shot, hit someone in front, and it bounces loose. And Johnson just not able to keep it away from the Australian national there, Sharna Godfrey.
It may have been Nismovic who wore that puck. That would have stung.
Cochran on the point, walks the line, a winding shot into the legs there of Hollier. It's loose. Rebound down Davis Tope. It was open for a moment, but Dutton wasn't able to get there for the Ice. Squirts back to the point. Cochran to Godfrey. One-timer! And that one just goes wide. Cochran pinches, keeps it there on the point. Interesting to see Cochran and Godfrey patrolling the points here on the power play. Cochran walking the line. Gets it over to EDT, back to the captain. Watched by Johnson. EDT walks in now, winds, looks to take a shot, ramps up off the stick of Johnson and over the net.
Johnson read that nicely and just broke it up. It was a dangerous opportunity for the Ice.
So a minute 15 pressure here so far on the power play, and a great shot pass deflected there by Godfrey, but a good save forced there by Davis Tope. Another shot, and that one goes wide.
30 seconds to go on the Morgan penalty.
Puck sent back behind the net. Rama will try to get there, but Godfrey picks up the loose puck, just keeps it away from Johnson. These Ducks penalty killers would be dog tired here, out for the whole minute 40 so far. Godfrey circles it away. Johnson tries to get it out and just gets it past Pullen, and will desperately get to the bench for a change.
Bucks getting the changes that they needed.
Danny Butler wide open if they can spring her, and they do. She comes in, pass, looking for Julian, just missed her. And with that, Morgan back out on the ice. So the Ducks kill the power play, but Anderson in with a chance, just out of her reach though, as she had a teammate wide open for that cross-ice pass. Anderson walks the line, takes a shot. Davis Tope nearly wasn't able to see that one, but luckily that went wide. Back to Pullen, ready with a goal tonight, takes a shot, looking for a deflection. Picked up by Anderson in the corner. Centers that, intercepted by Newman, and the Ducks not able to get it out. So Butler turns back, gets it deep. Back to Anderson, she'll whine, nice move to keep it away from the Ducks. Curls away from Green, goes cross ice, bouncing over the stick of Julian.
Looking like a bit of a shooting gallery at the moment for the Melbourne Ice. They've had a lot of shots and opportunities throughout this last minute.
Kick save there by Davis Tope, but the Ducks still not able to get it out. EDT cycles it back for Anderson, watched by Gallagher. Lecren calling for it on the point. Anderson gets it to the half wall. Julian plays catch, a shot onto the side of the net. It's loose there, and finally Davis Tope able to get the oven mitt on it, and the Ducks get a much needed change after some great offensive zone pressure by the Melbourne Ice.
Yeah, some good work there indeed by the Ice, just keeping them pinned in. A number of occasions there, the Ducks not able to get the puck out of the zone. They had a couple of chances, but couldn't get enough on it. And the Melbourne Ice doing a superb job of keeping them pinned. But that change they desperately needed, they get the Ducks now, fresh legs, and they survive the next minute or two. This has been a big storm of ice.
Cameron battling with Mayer, wins that. chips it onto the half wall, kept there by Prosic, gets it to the point but not out. Raimondo takes a shot off the glove of Yates. Cameron now will get pinned up by Mayer. Parrington will come in for support and come out with the puck. Parrington gets it over to Wilson Allen, back to the captain. There was a little bit of talk behind the net of a tie-up, but it's a 2-on-2 now. Prosic over to Morgan, walking in and not able to get a stick on it as that went right through the slot.
Morgan ended up in the net there. She gets another chance now.
She'll enter the zone, send that in deep. Heel and Parrington will battle. Heel wins it, but Parrington ties her up enough just to let Prosic pick up the loose puck. She centers that, looking for Morgan, just missed her stick, but Yates will activate and keep the pressure on here for the Ducks. Prosic on the wall, centers it for Yates. She's got time and space. Looking to center that, it's into the skates. Prosic to Parrington, shot on and kicked aside there by Best.
Yates with a nice pass across there to Prosic, but she lost sight of it in her feet.
Morgan not able to win that battle, but Hollier will pick up the loose puck as she's pinned up by Nusimovic. It comes back to Yates, who takes a shot off the leg, and that nearly bounced on target, but it allows the Ducks to keep the pressure on. Centering pass through the blue paint, misses everyone. Johnson will pick it up, though, and take it now behind the net. On the backhand, rebound, shot, loose, cleared aside by Lecren. Nusimovic to the point. Yates keeps it there, takes a shot off the leg of Heel, and she'll smartly, casually skate that out of the zone and send that deep as the Melbourne Ice go for a change.
A nice play there, lovely judgment, timing there by Hill. She saw that her line was desperate for the change. Just dumped the puck deep into the corner, buy themselves some time.
Butler back to Dutton, who chips it forward. Yates, who's been out now for a prolonged shift. The Ducks won't want to get hemmed in here. Johnson loses that battle. It's centered, but intercepted by Yates, who sends that on the wall, and Ducks not able to get it out. It's Butler who chips it down. Going center, a rebound there, juicy one. Jackwood sends it right back, but it's intercepted by Hollier, and now the Ducks will get out through Johnson. She's one-on-one in on Dutton. Takes a shot that just misses the net, and she'll peel off and complete the line change there for the Ducks.
Fortuitous timing there on that break. They desperately need it, but now charging down the other way, and they're going to beat the icing. The ice is flowing down there to Godfrey.
She centers it, winding shot, and a great block there by Rama in front of the net as there was daylight there for the dangerous Danny Butler. Nelson with 2 goals yesterday comes in with speed. She's got time, over moves, and just missed it on the backhand as she made a great move, but just couldn't capitalize.
Kayla Best with a nice poke just broke that one down. It was a lovely move there by Nelson.
Newman now will get it on the point, tried to get it to Rama. Godfrey will battle, and now Cochran wins that and sends that down the length of the ice, and this should be icing, but not called by the officials. Grkovic sends that up for Mendham, who just chips it deep in. Dutton will get there for the ice. She's got Anderson on the short side and just bounces over a stick, which allows Grkovic to take a shot, but right into Marnie Pullen. Nice little spin move there by Grkovic, creates some space, walks in, backhand, the puck's loose, the goalie down, and there's going to be a penalty, and this one looks like it's going to be interference, and it's going to go the way of Grkovic, as she is quite frustrated, thinking it had nothing to do with her, that she was run in, but you got to protect goalies in this game.
Absolutely, and Best still not getting back to her feet. She's tumbled onto her front. She's getting up now and seems to be okay.
You see that on the CCM All-Out replay brought to you by Sunny Seafood. I think official Robbie Love saying there was no space there for Grkovic to battle through, and it looks like Best is okay, which is good to see.
Yep, so she's back up. The Ducks with another kill. And unfortunately for them, Grkovic, one of their better defenders. They're going to be under some pressure now with under 2 minutes to play in the second.
It was a great play.
47 seconds.
It was a great play by Grkovic, though. Nice move to get in and nearly tied the game. But the Ducks now will go to their 4th penalty kill. So far, 100% in that department.
But we're not playing pub rules here, Gossie. You don't get points for nearlies.
So Heel has it on the point. Drops it for Julian, who takes a shot, and that misses wide.
The Ducks will be happy if they can get to the end of this period, keeping this one out.
Puck squirts out into the zone. Pullen will get back, but Prosic speeds in just to force the ice defender to make a play. Pullen skating it out. crosses the red line and shovels that deep. Yates tried to shovel it up the wall. It was hemmed in there by Anderson. Still with the Melbourne Ice, it's EDT who will walk out of the corner, take it behind the net, look for a centering pass, but goes back to Anderson. Heels calling for it on the point. Now gets it. Pulling. Walks, cross ice. Just backhand of Anderson. A centering pass there, it bounces, it's loose in the slot. And Hawley are able to get to it, but not able to clear the zone. Kept in nicely by Heel, who shovels it back deep. Julian goes to the net. Anderson looked for the pass, but missed everyone. Kept in by Pullen, 1 goal so far tonight. Wines shoots, blocked. It's loose in the slot and cleared away by Yates into the corner.
Yates with a nice job, but just dumping the puck into the corner. Couldn't get it out, though.
Blocking arm save by Davis Tope on Pullen. Anderson picks up the loose puck, takes it behind the net, chips it over to CJ, who gives it back to Anderson, who winds, takes a shot, and scores!
And with just 9.5 seconds to go.
Carmen Anderson with a hell of a shot over the glove arm of Jay Davis Tope, and the Melbourne Ice score on the power play and break out to a 2-goal lead.
The Ice have done a beautiful job there with very patient play on that one, moving the puck around a lot. And eventually managed to get Jade to commit down low, which opened up that chance to get over a shoulder, and they'll finish that one off. Just 9.5 seconds to go in the second. 2 goals now, the lead to the Melbourne Ice. It's been a dominant period for the Ice, this one. They've outshot and outmuscled the Ducks throughout this period. The Ducks will want to get one back very, very shortly if they can.
So the Melbourne Ice go 1 for 3 on the power play, but here comes Britt Green the other way. She takes a shot on, deflects off the stick of Best, and that'll end the period as a little bit of extracurriculars on the whistle.
We'd like to see a little bit of passion in this game. It is the highest level of sport for women hockey players in the country. The stakes are high. The Ice want the points, and no one's going to take a backward step, and that's something the Ducks have certainly needed to work on throughout their opening season. They have been a little bit of a physical pushover at time, and I think they do need to up the ante in that a little bit. But with 1 period to go, the Ice now with a 2 goals lead in that period. A good one for them indeed. The Ducks struggled a little bit at one point in time. It looked a little bit like a shooting gallery. But we'll be back with you for the third and final period in 8 minutes.
It's a gift. And it's a thief. It heals. It teaches. And it can be on your side. It can even fly. We can try to get ahead of it, but it marches on. Time. It can be measured in eras and accomplishments and historical milestones. CCM measures time by its impact. We are the past. We are the future. CCM, we are hockey.
To truly focus in this game, you have to block everything else out and embrace the familiar. At CCM, the Ribcore Trigger 9 Pro is designed for a quick release because this game can change in an instant. CCM, feel more.
With the JetSpeed FT8 Pro skates, speed comes from the right balance of technology, comfort, and determination, and a personal drive to continually outdo yourself. We are untouchable. Our eFlex 7 goalie equipment is designed so you can be quick and reactive, because all it takes is a split second for their highlight to become yours.
Saved by Demko.
We are stealing the show.
The CCM FTW skate is made for athletes. It is specially built for women, by women, so while it's designed for all women's feet, it's also tailor-made for you. CCM, we are hockey.
Leaders may be born, but breaking records comes from the quickest release. The Ribcore Trigger 10 Pro provides effortless loading for a stealthy shot, perfect if you want to outdo yourself this year. We are goal scorers.
Did you know there are 218,952 female hockey players in the world? They all have their own strengths, their own ambitions, their own styles, and they all need their equipment to fit their way. No two are exactly alike. That's why CCM designs and develops equipment for each one of them. Because they all have their own feel for the game. CCM, feel more.
Welcome back to IceHQ for the third period of the second game of the seventh round of the AWIHL, the clash between the Melbourne Ducks and the Melbourne Ice. We find ourselves with a familiar situation for the Ducks. Hopefully they can hold off and get something back. They find themselves with a 2-goal deficit to the Melbourne Ice. The Ice scoring a lovely power play goal through Carmen Anderson with just a few seconds to go in the second, an early one from Tamani Pullen as well. The 2 unanswered goals in the second, taking the Melbourne Ice out to a 4-2 lead. Goals so far through the game. Early on, one to Godfrey and then Emily Davis-Tope. Britt Green got 2 back for the Ducks. Well, not quite single-handedly, but she got them back for them to bring us back to a 2-2 game at the end of the first. The end of the second, though, was very dominant by the Melbourne Ice, out shooting the Ducks there quite considerably. And for a while, the Ducks stuck in defensive presses and getting a lot of fatigue into their defensive players. The long shifts will start to pay dividends for the Mice. They managed to keep the Ducks pinned down through that second. So the Ducks will look to try and address what's been happening for the last few games they've been playing, where they've been all good until halfway through the second and the wheels have fallen off. So hopefully this time around they can come out the third with some sting in the tail and give the Ice a decent contest through the third period. Gossie, what are you expecting to see?
Look, I think that was a good period for the Ducks. It's a bit of a killer with a second left there to go down 4-2. But you know what?
It was a beautiful patient power play by the Melbourne Ice. They didn't rush it. They
show why they're the top power play in the league. The Ducks still have an opportunity, and we've seen each time that the Ice have started to creep away, they've been able to push back. This is very similar, down by 2 earlier. Let's see what they can come out and push to go forward. If you're the Melbourne Ice, you want to keep going early, right? You want to keep the pressure going. Try to kill as much of that clock in the offensive zone. Best way to defend is by shooting on the other goalie, right?
Scoring goals is the best way to defend, absolutely. 2 goals is often referred to as the most dangerous lead in hockey. It's enough to make you feel a little bit complacent, but I don't think the Melbourne Ice would fall victim to that. There's way too much experience and passion on that team to make that little bit of defensive lapse. They would want to send the Ducks packing well and truly early on and really pouring some pressure. The Ducks will need to play now with a bit of heart. They're going to have to dig deep and up the intensity if they're going to get themselves into this game. It is only 2 goals. Anyone can win it.
So far the keys to the game that I've seen, Carmen Anderson has been a stud out there with a goal and assist. She played over in Michigan for Adrian College, where she was the captain, point per game player. Lots of pedigree as an import. And over on the Duck side, obviously Britt Green with 2 goals, but we've seen a lot of really good play for Briar Johnson playing up forward today.
Absolutely. So Johnson a little bit out of position at times, though, playing that. But the Ducks making a gamble, putting her up there. We'll see how that one pans out. They've done similar with Caton Hollier, who's also moved forward.
So to start the third period, we'll have a face-off between Kaylee Nelson and Danny Butler, and we're underway here in the final frame of Game 2 of the Melbourne Derby. Cochran shovels that forward. Rama has it on her backhand, was able to get it out of the zone, and the Ice just put it forward, and that was icing.
Godfrey there just trapped offside. She might not have been aware of the fact the puck had just trickled out. The Ice is still a little bit sticky, which may have impacted that as well. It's a hot day outside and the rink's keeping up, but only just.
Butler tied up there. Puck down to Grikovic. She's looked great with Rama on defense tonight. This is a good pairing for the Ducks. Nelson takes it wide, backhand fanned on it though, and Butler just drives her into the corner.
Again, probably still just a little bit of a victim of that sticky ice. It hasn't frozen completely yet.
Grikovic back, takes a shot, it bobbles, puck's loose, Green's there on the rebound, but it just goes into the corner. Godfrey picks up the loose puck, shovels it up and skates it out. Newman stops her up momentarily and cycles it back behind the net. The Ducks elect to go for a change, and Raimondo just overskated that, but had Pullen there behind her for support. She springs Godfrey, who has a goal tonight, crosses the line, and that one just offside as she bobbled that as Butler entered in a moment too soon.
Prosek there, a little bit lucky that Godfrey skates as well as she does. She had a bit of a slash at her pads. Godfrey almost tripped there, but no penalty of the call. As Godfrey will never be done for embellishment, that's for sure. She was pretty determined to stay on her feet.
Stringer got that forward. Lecren goes cross ice. Nice pass by Anderson to find EDT. She enters in with speed. Tutson forward over to Julian. Shot off the toe there of Davis Tope, and luckily just came out in front of her, and she was able to cover that up with the oven mitt.
What a beautiful activation there by Julian. She could see the opportunity and sprinted in full gas, got past the Ducks defence and created an opportunity out of nothing. Beautiful play from her.
How beautiful is the one-touch passing when you're able to do that? Davis Tope and Carmen just playing catch there and created a grade A scoring opportunity. Puck now on the wall. It's Ryland, chipped it up. EDT able to keep it in. Dutton now shovels it deep. Stringer will have to skate quick to get there before Anderson. Puck squirts out. It's loose. Julian gets it. She keeps it away. A nice move. CJ in on the backhand. Davis Tope out and pokes it away. Great save by the Ducks netminder.
Two great chances there by Julian, just showing that explosive speed.
Puck sent down the length of the ice. No icing, so the Ducks able to change. Dutton back first here for the team in white. Hollier broke that up. It comes out for Johnson, who leaves it for Hollier. It's loose. Julian able to shovel that into the corner, and now Hollier sends it back for Cameron.
Julian's now been out for quite a long time on this shift. She'd be looking to get a change reasonably soon.
Cameron back to Hollier, poked away by Julian, and there she goes to the bench. Yates chased down by Mayer, gets it up to Cameron, runs into the linesman and takes a tumble. Puck comes out to Hollier, just bounces off her stick. Jasmine Mayer goes to the point, so that's going to allow the Kiwi International to hold on to the puck.
Hollier given an uncharacteristically large amount of room there behind the net. The Ice were laying off her.
Butler pinned up by two Ducks forwards. It squirts out into the far side. Hollier tied up. It comes to Johnson, who throws it on. It just bounces behind the net, and Jackwitz now tied up by Johnson, but able to get it out into the neutral zone. Cameron, nice move around Nusimovic.
Fresh legs on for the Ducks.
Still with it, Cameron. Ties it up just enough time for team support, and that was Green not able to find a teammate. Nelson, though, activates off the point. Has it in the circle. Shot wide and just out, as Newman now will be forced to wait for her teammates to tag up. Rama intercepted that one, and nearly too many players again, and Godfrey is in with a shot, and they score! Sharna Godfrey with her second of the game, and the Ice are out to a 3-goal lead here in the third period.
Godfrey, they're just taking advantage there of a little bit of a mishandling error there by the Ducks, playing the puck across ice in defence under pressure, and they basically passed it pretty much straight to Sharna, and she's going to say thank you very much. I'll have that one, and add it to her tally.
Really close one there as the Ducks threw it over to the Ice bench. I'm not sure who it was, but they hopped on so quick to make sure they didn't get too many players, and Sharna Godfrey with a nice move made no mistake right over the blocking arm of Davis Tope. So a 3-goal lead here early in the third period. Green got it in, and it's chipped forward. Grakovic will skate quickly to get there before Raimondo. Curls away. Nice move, knocked off her stick, but corrals it again, and now springs Nelson. She's in, out is Best, who shoots it, kept there, but just bounced over the stick of Green, and this is going to spring the Ice the other way.
A great chance there for the Ducks. Nice work indeed there by Best to shut it one down. She judged that beautifully on the charge out to break up the attack.
Davis Tope just leaves it for her defender, Rama, who shoots it out. Anderson keeps it in. She's looked great so far tonight. Anderson on the forehand, fans on that one. Grakovic tries to knock it off, but Anderson wins the battle. Takes it behind the net. Looking, lurking, dropping it for CJ. She activates, takes a shot off the back of EDT, and Newman able to knock it out over the blue line, and the Ice forced to regroup in the neutral zone. Lecren up to EDT. CJ's open, and she finds her 1-on-3. Christina Julian with a shot, and that one just goes wide. Anderson missed that, but EDT will be able to pick it up for the Ice. Pullen keeps it in momentarily, but it's chipped out there by Parrington. Parrington ties up Anderson, who wins up that battle and now springs the Canadian CJ. She's in, winds, shoots right into the chest there of Davis Tope as she makes her 24th save of the game.
Davis Tope read that one very nicely indeed. There was a little bit of a screen going on. Stringer was in the way, but managed to get enough pad together to give just enough vision line there for Jade to see that one coming and make the save. So we've seen some particularly effective play so far this period through Christina Julian. She's been outstanding.
She's an absolute all-star, Carl. Christina Julian is a great hockey player, also represented Canada in soccer, if you know that. So a shot in right into the glove of Davis Tope as she covers up again as we just passed the 5-minute mark of the third period.
I don't think we'd see Christina Julian rolling around with a pretend injury, trying to fake penalties, so we can forget the soccer stuff. I think she's way too tough for that.
Heel. Tied up there by Hollier, who wins the puck back, but nice activation by Jasmine Mayer. A good winger win, takes it behind the net. It's on the stick of Hollier. She'll skate it out now. Being watched by Nusimovic, chips it up looking for Cash and missed her. And the great skating of Marnie Pullen now will send the ice the other way. Yates battling with Pullen. Cashin with Nusimovic, and Johnson wins that battle, and Hollier sends that right into Best, who steers that into the corner.
Forcing Best to have to make the save. It generated the rebound activity.
Puck comes back. Cameron just mishandles. She's being chased hard by Pullen. Able to keep it away. Now uses some speed to get away from the forecheck. Now over the line. Tried to chip it over for Nelson. But Pullen was able to break that up, and Green was deep, so forced the Ducks just to shovel that deep, and Cameron now will look to go for a change.
Just under 14 minutes to go. 3 goals the lead to the Mice.
Puck on the wall. Kept in here by the Ducks. It's Grikovic dropping it for Nelson. Winding, shooting, and deflecting off a skater and going wide.
Nice shot there from Nelson through traffic. I'm not sure the Best saw that one coming, but it didn't matter.
Heel. Looking to clear that. It went off a skate, but it was picked up by Pullen. She chips that forward, but fanned on it looking for Godfrey, and that's going to allow Grikovic to pick it up in the Duck zone. Centering, intercepted. Nice move, Butler in on Main Street, and just shoots that wide.
Uncharacteristic miss there from Butler. She had a pretty wide open net.
Lecren over to Godfrey, shovels that deep. Rama first back, but being hunted by the superstar there for the ice. Green clears the zone. Parrington has it. It's a 2-on-1. Morgan and Parrington. Parrington with it. Wines, shoots, over, bounces, scores!
That might have been Morgan in the end who got that one on the tip. We'll see it from the replay. It'll be her first goal at AWIHL. No, it's not her first goal. She scored one over in Adelaide.
The crowd goes wild as the Ducks get one back. Now down 5-3 with plenty of time left. Scored through their captain, Lucy Parrington, her third of the season.
It was Parrington that got it. Great support they worked there by Colette Morgan.
Just one there, a good shot there, a 2-on-1, played well by the ice, but it bounced off Kayla Best and found the back of the net. And just like that, we've got a hockey game back, Carl. 12 minutes and 46 seconds left in the third period.
Puck dropped and we're away again.
So good fight back for the Ducks. You remember yesterday, they went 6 unanswered after getting into that second period. So they break the streak for the ice and now have a chance to come back. But it's not with them. It's with Anderson, who takes a shot and right into the breadbasket of Davis Tope.
Davis with a Davis Tope there, nice save, just drifting across. She saw that one coming, had plenty of time to read it. It was a good shot, but it was high, and in the end, a routine save for her. 12 and a half minutes now to play, 2 goals the margin.
This line for the ice have been absolutely dangerous with EDT, CJ, and Anderson, but it comes back for Raimondo now. Shot kicked away there by Davis Tope. That'll be picked up by EDT. It's on the wall, back in front, just missed EDT, and this should allow Johnson to get it out. She chips it forward. Willison Allen is there. Raimondo, though, knocks it aside and breaks the scoring chance. EDT picks it up. She's got Julian going to the net. Elects just to dump it back and go for a change. Hollier chips it around. Willison Allen allows Raimondo to pinch and get there, but the puck squirts out loose for Johnson. Puck still loose. Raimondo on the ground. Chips it forward. Julian skates over and picks it up for the ice as she'll regroup now in the neutral zone. With speed, crosses the red line, chips it forward to herself, runs into Johnson, but picks up the loose puck. Wines, shoots, save there, Davis Tope, as the rebound was there momentarily for the Kiwi International heel. But Davis Tope able to get the glove mitt right on it.
Hill there was pretty confident that she was going to get that little rebound, but Davis Tope managed to gobble it up. Good play there by the ice to make that opportunity happen. Ducks under a lot of pressure. pressure at the moment, but they face off chip through there by Heel.
So the Ducks now pin it up on the wall. Comes out to Grakovic. She's got some space, so she'll use her legs to get it out. Chips it forward, looking for Green. It's a 2-on-1. Green winds, shoots. Puck's loose. Down is the glove of Kayla Best as the Ducks were looking to pounce on the rebound.
And Nelson was there indeed. Nice drive into the net, trying to return the favour that the Ice did earlier with that net drive. But unfortunately for the Mice, unfortunately for the Ducks, but good for the Mice, Best managed to prevent the rebound. And we will reset once more. Just over 11 minutes to play.
So face off to the right of the Ice net. It's won by Nelson. Back to Grakovic with a shot. Steered aside there by Best. Pullen skates in the corner. Watched there by Newman. It comes out to the line, but kept in there by the Ducks. Green with it on her backhand. Watched by the Ice. Cycles it over the other side, and now Nelson will pick it up. She's got it in the corner. Just pushes it around the Ice defender. Still with it is Nelson. Gets it to the point for Rama. Plenty of space. Winds. Takes a high shot. It bounces. And now Jasmine Mayer picks it up with space. Good back check by Newman. And now Grakovic turns the other way. Here come the Ducks. Grakovic on the backhand. Shoots it in. And covered and gloved there by Kayla Best as she keeps this a 2-goal game as we near the midway mark of the third period.
It was a lovely backhand there by Grakovic over that turnover in the defensive zone for the Melbourne Ice, uncharacteristically getting stuck in their zone for a little while. And the Ducks that time forcing an opportunity there. Grakovic very nearly with a Crosby-esque backhander. Didn't quite get over the glove hand though.
Face-off won again by the Ducks. They've been great in this department this weekend. Dutton, though, clears it up there for Cochran, gets it into the neutral zone. Parrington just mishandled that, which allowed Godfrey to give it back to her captain. Cochran shot, blocking arm save there by Davis Tope. It misses everyone, and now Dutton will keep it in the zone. Cochran kicks it forward. Prosick still down on her legs. Able to get it to the blue line, but pinned up there by the Ice, only momentarily. Here comes Morgan, who was part of that 2-on-1 where Parrington was able to score moments ago.
Under 10 minutes now to play in the period.
Puck high, bounces, kicked forward by Butler. Good job to be tied up, and now picks up the puck, and she's forced down the other way by Morgan. She'll skate in on Dutton, who backhands it up the wall, looking for Lecren, who chips it forward, can't get it past Nelson. Morgan now goes for a change, but Godfrey comes out with the puck. She's in on Cameron. Godfrey takes it wide, still with it. Has it on the backhand. Now Hollier electing to watch the Ice goal scorer. She has 2 tonight. Anderson walks out of the corner, runs into Briar Johnson. Anderson chips it back. Yates now will get to it. Try to get it past Anderson, but look at this industrious work. You can see why she was the captain back in college. Puck comes out now for the wall. It's Yates. Chips it up. Hollier gets it out. The race is on now. Icing waved off, so this will give Johnson a chance to battle in with Pullen. Johnson chips it aside. Raimondo picks it up for the Ice, chips it on the wall. Anderson just pokes it into the neutral zone, but the Ducks corral and now turn the other way through Nelson. 2 goals yesterday. Nelson in on the offensive zone, tried to drop it in Springs EDT. It's 1-on-1. Emily Davis-Tope on Grakovic.
Paige Cameron to the rescue, races back and solves the problem.
Oh, and here's Green, sitting on the hat trick, in on the zone, winds, shoots, blocking arm save, rebound, the puck's still there, and chipped to the point. And the Ice are safe. Look at this, back and forth hockey. Mayer, shot, kick save, and into the netting as we get a break after some frenetic play here with 8 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the third period.
I'm going to say one of the most significant pieces of defensive play we just saw a little bit earlier was Paige Cameron coming back on that 2-on-1 where she stole the puck. It looked to all money. EDT, very, very hard play to stop. And she was being watched by Grakovic and then ended up Cameron racing back at the end of her shift. Absolute heart from Paige Cameron in that effort.
Oh, centering pass by Heel, hit a couple duck skates, and now Grakovic is going to skate it out. She uses her speed, watched by Heel, who just rubs her out and tossed down. No arm up, but Morgan still with the puck.
That's an interesting call from the referee not to call that one for a hold. But they've got a better view than we have.
Puck still, Prosic battling behind the net, trying to center it. It's shot over to the wall, takes a weird bounce, which keeps it out of Newsomevich's hand. Morgan with a shot, kick save by Best, puck's loose. And on with the blocking arm is Kayla Best as she keeps this game a 5-3 hockey game. She's playing her best hockey in this third period, pun intended.
Certainly seeing a good surge here from the Ducks over the last few minutes. They've just picked it up a little bit after what would have been for them fairly disappointing second. They've come out in the third with a bit of fire in the belly. That's what they needed to do. They've got that one back. Still 2 goals the margin.
Collier facing off against Butler, chipped forward by Johnson, in, shot, save Best, the puck's loose, but no, covered up by the netminder again. As you see, the Ducks are throwing everything on net and battling in hard. They don't care how they score, they just want it to cross the red line.
Doesn't matter how it goes over the line.
They ask
They
don't ask how, they ask how many, right, Carl?
Yep.
So puck squirts out over the blue line. Stringer's just going to shovel that deep and allow her teammates to tag up. The ice, Spring Butler, who skates around Johnson, still with it, Butler, good poke check there by Stringer, who shovels it off the wall to Hollier. It's one-on-one, Hollier on Lecren. She evades the first forecheck, takes the shot, knocks the stick out of Lecren's hands, but the puck hits the netting and we'll have a face-off in the ice zone with 7 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the third period.
This is the period that the Ducks have needed. The intensity is right up. The Melbourne Ice so far have been up to the challenge. They're getting back and covering it all as well. I think they can sense that there's only 7 minutes to play and they want to win this one and get the points. The Ducks are desperate to get back in there.
So face off, won again by the Ducks, shoveled back behind the net, picked up by Lecren. Chips up to Anderson, looks to give it to EDT, Pullen, just backhands that for CJ, but a good poke check there by Cameron. Green takes a tumble. Anderson picks up the loose puck. She's in alone, waits for EDT to get into the net. She calls for a centering pass, and a shot just blocked there by EDT. Anderson now with speed, coming across on the left wing, looked to center it, intercepted by Newman, who looked to spring Green, but it hit her skates. CJ over for Anderson. She's got Raimondo on the point, but takes it into the corner, gives it back for EDT, who walks out, centers it. Raimondo will be able to keep it in here on the left wing. She'll just shovel that back deep and get her forecheck started. Cycle begins. It's EDT down to Anderson. Intercepted by Green. Watched by 3 white jerseys and gets to the point but not out as Dutton recycles it back deep. Cameron watches Anderson. It's dropped for CJ. Stolen by Nelson, who sends that high but kicked in by Heel. Back to CJ. Over to Dutton, cycled back down. Lots of pressure here now for the Ice. The Ducks look tired. Anderson out of the corner after a great passing play. Newsomovich, shot on, kick save there, Davis Toe. Puck's loose, and down with the glove is the Ducks netminder as they finally get an opportunity to change.
They've been stuck out there for a very, very long time, the Ducks, especially this far into the third. It's the 6th period in 48 hours. It's a big ask for all of these players. If you've not played stop time before, it's a different beast. 20 minutes is 20 minutes of hockey, not sort of about 8 or 9 minutes and 15 minutes of coasting around. Everyone's tired.
Poked up, kept in by Pullen. She just shovels that deep. Heel tried to bank that off the netminder, but it comes now over to the near side wall for Prosic, who'll be able to skate it out. She's got Morgan with her. It's 2-on-5 as the Ducks captain finally enters the zone. Morgan has it on the wall, gets it back to Parrington, curls away from Mayer. Tried to give and go there with Morgan. Prosic behind the net, pokes it into the open wing, and Jackwitz now looks to exit the zone. Mayer has it, watched by Parrington. Does well to win that battle and now takes it into the offensive zone on her off wing in the corner against Grkovic. Parrington comes in for support for the Ducks. Pinned on the wall. Still there, killing some time. Parrington chips it over, has it on her stick, watched here, and kicked on into the neutral zone by Butler as the Ice regroup. She uses her speed to skate past Morgan. Takes it on the backhand. Good stick check there by Rama to force the Ice superstar to the corner. It's pinned up, 3 Ducks in there, battling for the puck. There's only 4.5 minutes remaining, so they need 2 goals. They've got to get the puck the other way. Godfrey with it, Swap spots with Cochran, centers it for Butler. It's loose, down Davis-Tope, pushed aside there by Butler, but shoveled across there by Hollier. Johnson can't find an outlet, so elects just to pin it on the wall. Godfrey comes out with the puck and eventually has it knocked off her stick by Grkovic, which is going to allow Johnson a moment to try to exit the other way. Cochran still with it, shovels it the other way, cleared finally by the Ducks, but only as far as EDT with fresh legs. And she uses them to blow past the Ducks defender, takes it wide. Still EDT behind the net, curling, looking, passing, shooting, saved by Davis-Tope.
Godfrey was right there on the doorstep. She'd be ruining that one. It was just an awkward bounce for her.
Great play there by EDT, but the Ice just keep piling on the pressure here late. Lecren fumbles that one. Cashin will go. It'll be intercepted by Rama. Bounces off a player there. Now Hollier's out. So the Ducks have a chance through the Kiwi International. Hollier with a shot. Bounce off the leg there of Best.
Shot from a distance. You needed to do something constructive. The team was changing.
Julian fanned on that, but it will find Anderson. Nice move just to evade Green. She comes in with speed. Shovels it into the corner. Julian will chase in on Ryland. She chips it up. Nelson, fresh off the bench, has it, looking to find Cashin, who peels off for a change. So it's now or never, 2-goal game, just under 3 minutes remaining. The Ice content just to keep the pressure. It's on the stick of Anderson. Stringer rims it up. Dutton will keep this in on the point, but Newman comes in hard. Dutton drops down. Support here by Julian. Newman does get it out into the neutral zone and able to shovel it up there for Green. 2 goals so far tonight, both in the first period. Britt Green centers it for Nelson, who just fumbles it. It's still loose there in the feet. Bouncing over wide, and Anderson skates past it, and Green centers it. Oh, some ticky-tacky hockey there as the puck just bounces in and around.
Nelson desperately unlucky that one got tangled up in her feet. She was beautifully positioned.
Pullen uses her legs to skate it out. She takes a tumble, but not before she could get it over to CJ. Anderson drops it for Julian, who takes a shot, and a kick save there by Davis-Tope. Puck loose. Julian picks it up, curls. She's got Pullen on the point. Elects to pass it to her. She'll whine, take a shot, a bouncer, and they score! Marnie Pullen with her second of the game, and the Ice it here late in the third period.
With 1 minute and 45 to go. Pullen flung that through. Davis-Tope was totally screened. She couldn't see that one coming, and there was just a tempting little top-hand corner of the net, and Pullen saw that. And just wasn't the best shot in the world, but it was well targeted. Just lobbed over the top of everyone, and I don't think Davis-Tope even saw that one coming in the end. There was just too many bodies in front, and that's going to make it very difficult indeed for the Ducks to come back 3 goals down with 1 minute and 45 to play. It's been a fantastic last 5 minutes of hockey.
Yeah, great battle there, but the Ice just kept pressuring the Ducks, and you felt there was an inevitability to that one, and Marnie Pullen with a nice shot from the point found the back of the net. But here comes Godfrey looking for the hat trick. Takes it wide, still with it, curls back, drops it for Butler, who gets it back to Lecren. She'll whine, take a shot, knocks off Prosick. Parrington able to get it over to Morgan, who sends it cross ice. Prosick drops it for Parrington, who the two captains collide in front of the Ice bench. Prosick kicks it up to her stick, watched there by Butler, and Jackwitz now will be able to get to the puck first and clear that into the neutral zone.
Just on a minute now to play. 3 goals of difference. Godfrey now coming through, leaves a puck behind.
So we're into the final minute here as Jackwitz sends it in on Davis-Tope. She makes her 37th save of the game. Puck pinned in the corner there by the Ice. Cameron just shovels it in, and we are going to have a whistle, and I am sure it is going to be a penalty to Paige Cameron for a little bit of extracurriculars there in the corner.
She doesn't look very happy about it. I think this has been one of the best games we've seen Paige Cameron play. She's played with an awful lot of heart through this game and certainly battled for absolutely everything. And sooner or later you're going to run afoul of that, but I think she's been outstanding this game for the Ducks. Some desperate back checks and some really nice reads as well on her play. So full credit to Paige Cameron for the game. I don't think anyone would rue this penalty.
So Marnie Pullen on the ice as well on hat-trick watch. She'll be looking for a one-timer there from the point. The power play here, 1 for 3 so far for the Ice. They lead the league in that department. It's on the wall here. EDT, a crossover for Anderson. Curls away from Johnson. Nice skating there. Pullen's open. Elects to send it down to Heel. With it, centering, cross ice over to Julian. Taking a shot down Davis-Tope. as she makes the save here with 21 seconds remaining in the game.
21 and a half seconds to go. Cameron sitting in the box, but again, I don't think anyone would rue that one. Can the Ducks get a shorty from this last face-off? We've got just a few more seconds to go. The Ice have been very patient on their power play, but they'd love to get one more to add to their tally for this game.
So face-off 1, Anderson picks it up in the corner. She's going to curl away and look to set up the power play. Comes back to Pullen. You know what she'll be thinking. Giving it back to Anderson. Winding, shot, and that goes over the net. So 7 seconds remaining. One last opportunity here for the Ice. It's on the stick of heel. Plays catch with Julian. Winds, shots, and that goes right over the net. And that will be it for the second game of the Melbourne Derby. The Melbourne Ice take the game 6-3.
So a good game there for the Ice. They clean sweep the Ducks through both of the Derby series. I think Ducks fans could take a lot from today's game, apart from a couple of little lapses and a second period where they were overrun. We saw some matching intensity for the vast majority of that third period when it really mattered. Both teams desperately tired, but they got it together, the Ducks, through that last one, and certainly showed themselves proud effort for that particular game. But it was just too many goals in the end, and we all know that Godfrey can do it when she did it. And that lovely one at the finish by Marnie Pullen, just flinging the puck in from the blue line, was the icing on the cake for the Melbourne Ice, who take this one out. Shots in the net, shots on the goal in the end for the Melbourne Ice women. 43 shots in the net, 9, 16 and 9, 16 and 19 shots in the third. For the Ducks, they shot 10, 8 and then 12. So a much better third period for the Melbourne Ducks, and certainly the intensity right up there throughout the entire game. And I don't think the Ice would walk away from this one thinking it was an easy game for sure. We will be back with you for the next Ducks home game. I'm not exactly sure when that is. We'll look that one up on the net. I'm sure you know more about it than we do. The Ducks will be playing next, round 8 in Sydney versus the Sydney Sirens. In fact, they're not actually playing in Sydney. They're playing out at Arena on the Central Coast, and they're playing next weekend on Saturday afternoon at 3:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. also on Sunday. So Ducks fans, you'll catch them online on the AWIHL YouTube feed. Make sure you tune in and watch them, and a great game from both teams. Thank you very much for being with us through the broadcast here at IceHQ. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll be back with you for the next Ducks home game. Bring it on.